We were supposed to take this guy out. He was supposed to have hundreds of thousands of dollars. This guy used to be one of Satin's boyfriends. Now he was a major pimp. He had massage parlors and all that. But he was also an illegal alien. So anyway, the plan kept falling through. We had cased this fool for weeks. But he was in a secure building, so we didn't know how to get to him. We had to get him there. So the long and short end of it is that I came up with this plan. I said, look, we're going to do this. And Jimmy said, again, I'm going with him. He makes the money, so I'm going to do what he says. We went in and we took this dude. We got him. Now, how do we get the money? The money's not in the house except for what he had in his pockets, which I think was less than $1,000. He had jewelry, which was worth a lot. But where's all the money? Where's all the money that Satin said he had? We got his bank books and he's got most of it in the bank, but it still didn't add up to everything she said. There's money somewhere. All this money this guy's got, how are we gonna get it? So I told Jimmy to just play along with me. Jimmy's like, all right, because we had already done a few robberies together and we worked really good together in other jobs and had developed a camaraderie and could communicate and improvise together well as crime partners do. So we took this guy out and I was talking to him in Spanish. I told him that he must have crossed somebody and that we were there to take him out and kill him. But we were only supposed to kill him if he doesn't come along with us to see our big boss. We made up who hired us to bring him to him. He wasn't paying the protection money he should be paying for his massage parlors and drug dealings and stuff. So we took him out the country. We pretended we're going to this other place and we told him we're taking him to go see this guy who hired us. I have him on the floorboard of the back seat of this Cadillac. I was in the back seat with him. He was at my feet and I got him covered with a floor mat. All the time we were driving, I was talking to him. What did you do? Who did you piss off? So we got into the country, this place I knew where we used to go and party. He could not see anything and we pretended we're at a security gate. We even pretended to have conversation with people to let us in. I said, Jimmy, just go in and find out what he wants us to do with this guy. So Jimmy went in to see what he wanted us to do, but what Jimmy really did was walk over to the field and take a leak, smokes a cigarette, and come back. I was watching him, right? But this guy couldn't see anything. He's on the floorboard covered with my feet over him. Jimmy came back in and he said he wants us to take him out and kill him. And man, I could just feel the guy under my feet. All the air just went out of him, like he knew it was over. I said, well, okay, let's go. So Jimmy's like, what are we doing? And I was like, giving him signals in the rearview mirror. Jimmy's reading my lips for instructions. Just keep following me. We went on to the other place in the country where we used to go get high. We used to take the girls out there and have sex with them and get high and throw parties. So it's real secluded and it's like, right now, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning now, 4 o'clock in the morning. So all the while I've been talking to him, so I took him out and he's offering to pay us off not to kill him. I'll give you money, don't kill me. And we're like, we can't do that. And so we started playing good cop and bad cop. And I was like, well, how much money? And Jimmy's like, hey, we can't do that, man. If we let him live, they'll kill us. We do have the contract. I was like, wait a minute, he's offering us more money. So Jimmy said, no. This fictitious guy we made up, Big Al, or whoever's name we gave him, would kill us if we didn't take this guy out. So I told Jimmy, just give me a little bit of time with him. So I took him and I walked him into the country, right? I walked him up this hill with trees. The hill was secluded. The moon was shining right through there, so it's lit. I threw down my big Bowie knife right at the ground and I said, start digging. I told him, I had him digging his own grave. All the time he's talking to me and I was telling him, how can I trust you? He said, I'll give you the money. I said, where's the money? He said, well, I gotta go to the bank. So I said, oh hell no. You'll go in there and you'll tell on us and shit. Then we get killed anyway if we let you go. So the long short of it, I knew things about this guy. He's a child molester. I knew that. I knew a bunch of stuff that I found out through Satin about him. Because she used to be his old lady. And she had helped him get established, set up with the massage parlors and all that. Then he kicked her to the curb. That's why she wanted us to take him out. She was trying to use us to get revenge. So I got him up there and I told him, look, we're going to play a game here. It's called Game of Trust. Because if I agree to take your money, I could be killed. And if I take your money, you have to promise me that you will disappear. Because if you don't disappear, then they'll just send somebody else to get you. He said, I swear to God, I'll leave. I'll go back to Mexico. He's telling me all this, so I said, okay, let's play this game of trust. So I got him standing there blindfolded and I told him, I'm going to ask some questions. And if you lie to me, then how could I trust you? So I started telling him, you like little boys, don't you? Oh, no. Bam! I hit him with the pistol and knocked him down. I picked him back up and I told him, you just lied to me. Every time I get a lie from you, I'm going to hit you. And if I can't trust you, then we can't trust each other. And I'm going to go ahead and just kill you and be satisfied with the money from the contract on you and not worry about getting killed for letting you live. I only had to hit him 2 more times for giving me the wrong answers to my accusations of his acts of child molestation. In the end, I had him confessing that he was a child molester, that he liked little boys, describing all the things he liked to do sexually with little boys. I became angry because this brought back old memories of an unresolved issue in my life from when I was a young boy and had an older male relative try to molest me. I remembered hiding all that night behind a large box in the bathroom with dirty clothes, afraid to return to the bedroom, and waiting in the dark all night for daylight to come so I would be safe again. So I hit him one last time with my pistol, which made him roll down the little hill. I picked my Bowie knife up off the ground near the hole he had been digging. I took a few more steps down the little hill. I stood him up. I walked him back up the hill and I removed his blindfold, telling him, I think I can trust you now. A few hours later, after returning to his car where Jimmy was, I gave him the signal to continue following my lead by agreeing with me in front of him that we would risk our lives and trust him to buy off his contract. Once the banks opened and Jimmy had managed to notify Satin and the rest of the gang by phone of our new plan while I sat in the car with the guy. The original plan was to have him withdraw $50,000 from his account through the outside window teller, where we had told him we would be watching him and have a gun on him at all times. In case he tried anything funny, we would just kill him. But we had failed to do our research properly and didn't know that because the amount of money he would withdraw was too large, a sum to withdraw from the outside teller, he had to go inside the bank, and he did. We lost sight of him at one point. I began to panic a little. I thought that was it. We lost him. He would be in there screaming for the police. Why else had he deviated from my instructions and entered the bank? I was the one who walked into the intersection across the street from the bank, talking to him the whole time, convincing him that he was doing the right thing by buying us off and saving his life. He would pay us the money and disappear into the sunsets of Mexico. Now that he had gone into the bank, I was to wait where I was 5 minutes and then be picked up by Satin and Tony and swooped up out of there. 3 minutes came and went, and I bailed. I knew the taxi station was only a few blocks away. I took off my jacket and threw it away, as well as my shirt, leaving them in the alley along with my gun stashed. I made it to the cab station just in my t-shirt as it began to sprinkle rain. I got lucky, caught a cabbie ready to take me right then. As we were driving up to the same intersection, we caught a red light. From inside the cab, I looked out and saw him walking like a robot, going to the phone booth we had instructed him to leave the envelope full of money at. We had someone watching to pick up the money once he made the drop. He was to continue walking up the long street. We told him where his Cadillac would be. Throughout the ordeal, he seemed to be more interested in his Cadillac and getting his car back than he was with paying us the $50,000. I remember watching as he walked away after the drop and seeing Satin's car swoop in the parking lot and Tony getting out of the car and grabbing the money from the phone booth. I couldn't even see the big white envelope in Tony's hand as he jumped back in Satin's car and they sped away. Just then, the light turned green, and as we were pulling away, I remember feeling so excited and surprised that he actually went through with it and we pulled it off. I was so proud because it was all my idea, all my work. I had saved the mess that Satin had us sent into. I headed straight for Satin's house, which was not that far away. I knew everyone would be heading there after they drove around looking for me first, because I had left from my pickup spot. About 15 minutes later, they all showed up. Sure enough, they had been looking all over for me. Finally, they figured I'd probably head there. Then they came and threw me an envelope full of money on the bed where I was lying. They were all excited and happy that we pulled it off, especially Satin's Jimmy, my partner in crime. He picked me up, hugged me, and told me I was the baddest young motherfucker he had ever seen. He couldn't believe that it worked. I finally spoke and said flatly to Satin, "You were late picking me up. I had to bail." I knew this stung her as she proceeded to blame it on Tony, mixing up direction. She said they went to the wrong alley. She drove around looking all over for me, as I could see by how long it took them to get back to the house. I said, "Don't ever let that happen again." Then I yelled excitedly and playfully, "We did it. Now let's divide up the money."